welcome back to my channel Black Tank, and today we're going to do a review on Supergirl. Going into this Supergirl movie, I was just like, I really like James Gunn's universe. Like the first Superman movie wasn't even it was terrible, especially what they did with Zora. So I didn't really like that. And then they basically put her, our first introduction of Supergirl in that movie was basically her calling Superman a bitch. So that really rubbed me off in the wrong way. So I was just like, okay, fine, I'm comparting. But the first main scene, which was the side character, who was an annoying character. This girl was very annoying. You've seen her, she's the one carrying the sword, and for no reason, she didn't even do anything in the movie apart from just being annoying and giving Supergirl her what is it? Her suit, which we'll get to that because that didn't even make sense in the first place. Like, how on earth did you get the suit in the first place? And Crumb, the bad guy, came to this small. I don't even know her name. That's how insignificant she is in the movie. Like, we could literally even remove her in the movie, and the movie is still just going to be rubbish because the whole point of the movie was basically Supergirl going to save Crypto, and this girl just basically had the same agenda because, first of all, Krem went with her family, and basically they're trying to tell us the reason why her family died was because her brother jumped out to scare the girl, and the bad guy saw him and then decided to throw the axe. Then the girl's mom decided to not go and fight them and everything. Like, it was just rubbish. But the thing that ticked me off was just like, okay, you know this guy's reputation. He comes over there, he practically takes your weapons or your goods for whatever it is, and takes your children, well, girls, for brides, because that's the whole point of the movie. He goes, takes girls as brides, young girls, to reproduce, which doesn't make sense. But fine, let's say it does make sense, and that's what he does. Okay, fine. So you know that this guy is going to come there, find your daughter, and take her, and you had mines in in your backyard, and all you had to do was throw those mines onto his ships and blow the ship up, which you did after he killed your son and your wife. Like, flaws, flaws, flaws. So now this girl takes the sword and everything. She is the worst character I've ever seen in not in every media, but like one of the worst. She doesn't even take responsibility for anything. When I mean anything, anything, literally nothing. Okay, so Supergirl doesn't even resemble Supergirl. She doesn't do anything heroic. The only reason why she was going after the bad guys because Krem took her dog. Basically, Krem took her ship and then killed. No, technically, Crypto should have died, but like shot Crypto with a poison. And I was just there like, Crypto is Crypto is from Krypton, isn't he? So all you have to do is carry him onto a ship and find the yellow sun. Just make sure the ship isn't like there's no turbine or whatever stuff, and it's really smooth sailing, and then it's out of his system. That is literally it. But no, he decided to still carry his body, carry to this woman, and the woman said like, "Oh yeah, we can't carry the dog. You know your dog, for crying out loud. You know the species you are, for crying out loud. Just carry this dog into space and get it done. I'll tell this little girl, don't follow me, but obviously she's not gonna listen to me, but she's still gonna follow me, and I'll just be like, let me just take her with me, but I'm still gonna be angry with her, but not really angry with her, but I'll be telling her what to do, but she won't be doing everything, and that is the whole, like, this movie is trash. From top to bottom, trash. Trash, trash, trash. The only good point in this movie is Lobo, and that is just basically Jason Momoa being Jason Momoa. So now, the reason why I said that this small girl, whatever her name is absolutely useless is because when there was this big fight scene midway through the movie before the final act and whatever. So Kara told this girl, stay in one freaking place. Don't move, don't do nada. This girl decided to be like, oh no, I will do it because I can kill Krem. Fine, if you can kill Krem, go do it. So after the fight and everything, and Krem set his eye on this girl because apparently he believes that the family that drugged Kara or whatever. So she decided to go and chase the girl to kill the girl. Or should I call it a bribe because that's what they're calling them? Kill one of his bribes or one of many bribes. So this annoying girl, not Kara, the other girl, the one with the sword. I don't know. Let's just call her sword lady, sword girl, annoying girl, whatever. Sword girl. She sneaks. Kara see Krem's about to harm the girl. She flew, but Krem was like, this girl is here. Perfect opportunity. Bang bang. Dodged them. Kara flew, crashed into sword girl. And then we see Krim literally killing the girl's father, the girl's mom, and the girl, literally. And he escaped. And then I was just like, yo, I better believe, hopefully, they put the blame on this girl because she didn't stick in one place. This whole family, maybe one of them would have died, but at least not all of them would have died. But no, this sword girl was like, oh, this family died because of you. And I'm just like, it can't even take responsibility. Kara can't even call her out. Nobody can call her out for her bullshit. And I'm just there like, what on earth am I actually watching? What on earth am I actually watching? And then they went to a planet with, with a green moon. And I didn't even know that that existed. I didn't know like the green moon could take away Kryptonian's power, which doesn't make sense. But apparently, it's in the comic, and in the comic, people still said it didn't make sense. So not everything that happens in the comic has to happen in the movie. The best part about this movie is Lobo, Superman whenever it comes up in the flashback, but then again, it's still rubbish because they made Superman like a bitch in front of her because he was like stuttering every time he was speaking to her. Thing that didn't even make sense and people don't even call that out is like her suit, Supergirl suit, was in her spaceship. Krim took her spaceship, basically hijacked her spaceship right before he shot Crypto. That was the main reason why Crypto almost went to them trying to defend the ship. So how on earth did her suit magically leave the spaceship all the way to the girl with the sword and give it to Kara for the final fight? Doesn't add up. Just there like, really? Really? And then they double down on the fact that Jor-El sent Jor-El sent Superman to planet Earth to capture and make wives, and I was just there like, really. And then there was now this other scene of like, oh, maybe we should have listened to your brother, General Zod. So basically, Zod is a good guy. Zod was basically fighting Jor-El because he wasn't part of that. Like, oh yeah, we should go and conquer planets and make them harems or whatever. And I'm just there like, so basically, General Zod is a good guy. Like, really? That what you're really telling us right now? Like, how can you really be doing that? So I'm just there like, you guys don't even know what you're doing. James Gunn isn't the right guy for DC at all. Like for me, the reason why I liked Zack Snyder's universe was that it was totally different, but still appreciated the source material in a sense of material, and like in a certain way. Sure, Batman killed, but I understood the logic of that. Years jaded and everything. I'm not saying that it was right because Batman is never meant to kill. That was why there was Flashpoint, and this was his dad that was killing, which was understandable. Superman, as well. Superman doesn't isn't meant to kill, but when he killed Zod, I understood that as well. Even though he could have done different things, but he had to do it because Zod is a trained soldier, and Superman is just a farm boy using his powers for the first time to actually fight properly, not just to save people. And the world was dark. It made sense. It was different from Marvel. I didn't want the same universe, Marvel and DC, to just be funny. Yes, you can have those other characters, and that is why you had characters like the Flash. The Flash was meant to make that world bubbly. Blue Beetle was meant to make that world bubbly, even though those movies were terrible, like trash. So when we get into this universe and you're making Superman basically a harem king, making Zod a good guy, making everything like it doesn't add up at all. This movie was trash, top to bottom, like literally top to bottom. And then Supergirl, before I end this, Supergirl practically said, "Oh, don't go for revenge. Revenge is bad." I was like, okay, maybe she's making sense and everything. Like, okay, thumbs up to you. At least you can speak out of it. And then Supergirl just goes up and kills this guy. And I'm just there like, really? Superman can't kill, Supergirl can kill. That's what you're trying to say. And for me, the reason why I liked Supergirl as a character, because I used to watch DC animation, was the fact that she was different from Superman. She felt darker. And yeah, sure. But this one wasn't darker. This was just a drunk Supergirl. If you wanted to kill, sure, you can do that, but make it feel achieved. Because then, when I saw Supergirl, she was basically possessed by Darkseid. She was trained by the Furies. That's why she was so brutal. Like Darkseid was basically making her to be like one of his lackeys. And that's why I liked Supergirl because Supergirl punched harder. Like when I mean harder, obviously Superman punched harder, but like she was punching harder because she was trained by Darkseid. And you just kill them off and she just goes back to planet Earth feeling like, oh yeah, I'm back. Done being drinking and everything. Like this review is everywhere, but I just had to point out my frustration because this movie was terrible. This movie was terrible. If I tell you, don't even watch this movie in cinema. Just wait for it to come out in digital, which I believe in like 2 weeks' time is going to be out in like every single platform. You can watch it, whether you want to pirate it, whether you want to. It's going to be out in like 2 weeks' time because there's no way it's taking down Toy Story. I'm pretty sure Moana is coming out very soon. Spider-Man is coming out. This movie is literally coming out straight away in 2 weeks' time. It's a waste of time. This movie is garbage. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for spending your time watching this review with me on Supergirl.